So I'm happy to say I've not been worried about money in 5 years. Before we jump to conclusions, it's not that I'm a millionaire. I didn't receive a small $1 million loan from my parents. In fact, I'll never forget using my last £6 to drive back to my dad's house after I went broke trying to launch my first business. Since then, I made it my mission to change my lifestyle to make sure I was never worried about money again. And I'm happy to say I achieved this. I believe you can too in just 3 steps. First, you need to reframe your attitude towards money. Next, we'll help you save more money. And finally, we'll show you how changing your mindset can even make you more money. If I gave you $10,000 right now, what would you spend it on? If you immediately thought of designer clothes, sports cars, or luxury holidays, then this section is for you. You need to fundamentally reframe what money is for. Money should be something that creates freedom and happiness, and not something used to impress others. There's so much societal pressure to act like we're rich and successful right now. It's completely natural to feel like you need to keep up. But when you do this, you're living for other people's opinions of you, and not for your opinion of you. Buying things you can barely afford just leads to more worry. There's one more thing for you to stress about keeping or looking after, and there's less money available to do what brings you joy, or to leverage into making more money. So whenever you're about to buy something, ask yourself if this purchase is for you or is to present an image to others. When you largely buy things that are for you, there are also things that are likely to help you get closer to your actual goals in life, which is much more likely to bring you happiness. If that's buying paint supplies to make art, then great. And if that is traveling, that's fine. But don't go somewhere needlessly expensive just so you can get nice photos to impress others. Buy things and do things that you want to do. When you focus on spending money on things that align with your goals, you're much less likely to overspend, less likely to end up in debt, and more likely to be happy. I'm not going to go as far as saying never buy anything nice as a treat, but it just needs to be a small percentage of your overall income and wealth. Let's get into some practical tips about how you can go about saving more and spending less. My first trick is a simple way that you can limit your spending on discretionary purchases to create more space for the purchases that will make you truly happy. I've been using this throughout my 20s to create a simple saving structure, while also rewarding my achievements and hard work. The trick is simply to limit your spending to whatever your salary was before your last pay rise. So if you're on a 40k salary and got a 5k pay rise, your total spending budget should still be 40k, meaning you save the 5k. Then, when you get your next pay rise to say 53k, you put the 8k difference away and spend up to 45k. This means you're still allowing yourself to increase your spending a bit when you get a pay rise and rewarding your hard work. But in my experience, pay rises usually only get bigger in terms of the actual amount, so it means you're always living below your means and progressively saving more and more each year. This will compound after a few years, and quite quickly you'll have lots of money saved up or allocated to focusing on your goals. It also drives you to still work hard and go for promotions and raises, but without you living at the edge of your income, creating stress for yourself. Next, I have 2 tricks to spend less money on individual items. My first tip is, when it comes to discretionary items, try to think, does this get me closer to my goals? If the answer is yes, then go ahead and buy it. But if the answer is no, wait a week or 2 and see if you still want it. Purchases are often extremely emotional, and after some time the allure definitely goes. So you'll often end up not purchasing the item and avoid regretting it later. If you can limit your total spending and be critical about individual purchases, you'll slowly end up with items that you can truly afford and bring value to your life. My second trick is, before I buy something, I ask, how can I get most of the value of this purchase for less money? This sounds super simple, but having this quick check in your head can often save you a fortune. I think about the key reasons that I want the item, and then how I can achieve that while spending less. For example, if you want a new camera, you can buy a barely used camera for about 30% off the price. And the same goes for cars, clothes, and most luxury items. If you consistently buy something a little bit less than you can afford, you'll end up saving a lot in the long run. But if you're watching this and thinking that you're more worried about paying rent than buying luxury items, then firstly, I get it. I've been there and it sucks. If that's you, then this point is for you in particular, but I think it's helpful for anyone. This might sound harsh, but honestly, if you're struggling to keep up with your bills, then you need to spend more time focusing on how you can make more money and less on how you should spend or save what you already have. Overall, I think people are far too concerned with how to split up the pool of money they already have, rather than just asking, how can I make more money? It's common sense that it becomes easier to meet your core living expenses the more money you make, and lots of people say they want more money, but aren't actually doing anything on a daily basis to improve their ability to earn more. Which seems so weird when I say it out loud, but it's true. Earning money is just a byproduct of the value that you can provide to businesses or individuals. So you need to learn to provide more value. And crazily, everything you need to do this is available on the internet and largely for free. If you want to earn more money, work out what you need to do to be able to provide more value in your career and learn about that every day. Only watch YouTube content that will teach you something. Subscribe to newsletters on relevant news. If your focus shifts onto how you can provide more value in your career or profession, you'll very quickly be in a position where you can command more money for your services and thus earning more. This point also touches on one key change that needs to happen in your brain to make this work. Thinking about money does not equal worrying about money. If you focus on your lack of money, that's a negative. But if you focus on how you can make more money, that's a positive. Looking at how you can positively improve a situation is always better than worrying about how bad it currently is. I think this is key in all aspects of life, but it's never more important than when you're trying to make money. So if you catch yourself worrying about a situation, try to think critically, how can I change the situation itself? When you ask this outright, you'll often be surprised by how quickly you can think of solutions and improve the situation. Equally, try normalizing talking about money with your friends. The more you talk about anything, the more you're going to naturally learn. And people often get so worried about talking about money that they never learn anything about how to save, spend, or earn more money from their friends or family. Try to surround yourself by people that want to positively improve their relationship with money and earning capacity. It's easier to focus on anything when you have support, and you'll also end up pooling all of your combined learnings, so you'll naturally learn and improve faster. They say you're a product of 5 people that you're around the most, so make sure those are people that want you to achieve more and be happier and less stressed. If they don't, you probably need to consider why, and if they're the right people to have around you. So that's it. Those are the mind hacks and tips that I use to make sure I'm never worried about money. Hopefully you found this video useful. If you're now thinking about how you can create and stick to new goals to help you achieve financial freedom this year, you can check out a video on that right here. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.